Hello YouTube, it is me, Jake the Creeper. And today it's time for one of those things you people tend to call videos. So you know what? We're gonna do it. So figured I'd just give an update on my channel. There's been a severe lack in videos because in my home life and stuff like that, I've been having some issues. Been trying to get a job and whatnot, and don't look at that. Don't. Look over there. Look at the chair. Look at the chair. Look at the chair. Look at the computer. Sexy computer. Yes. Anyways, but yeah, I've just been having some tough times in my home life right now, and had to move, so there was a lot of issues going on with the internet, getting it set back up, and you know, getting everything unpacked and put where it goes or where it needs to go, you know. And oh, look at the kitty! Look at the kitty! Kitty wants to be in the video. Kitty wants to be in the video. Anyways, yeah. So I just wasn't really able to do anything about videos. I mean, I didn't have my internet connection to do anything, really. I couldn't play Pokemon, I couldn't play my Xbox, couldn't play the PlayStation, couldn't play the computer, I could record videos, but I didn't, you know, even think of doing anything. I didn't even think of recording any of the moving. I mean, gosh, what is wrong with me? I mean, there's so much good footage you guys would have enjoyed that I just completely putzed out on and didn't record. It was just insane. I mean, I had so many things that went on that I could have recorded, and I'm pretty sure at least one or two persons out there, you know, one or two, half a person would have laughed at a lot of this guy running around into stuff while we were moving, tripping people while we were putting boxes away. Don't look at that! Don't look at that! It's poisoned! It's look at the chair! And just a lot of stuff I wasn't able to do, and it really made it hard because you know, having to move, you know, new house, new things, new neighborhood, new friends, people, you know, all that fun stuff. And it just made it really difficult to really try and attempt to do anything, considering it was like, I'm moving, but I gotta make videos for my peoples. And it was just insane. I couldn't do anything. I felt so helpless, and it was like, well, what the heck, you know? I mean, I have my camera, but I'm not gonna have internet for a whole nother, like, however long it was. And I don't even remember now. It was insane. It took forever to get the internet back. I mean, of course, I had to worry about other bills first, and the other housely things that you got to take care of, and, you know, whatnot like that. And it was just a pain in the butt, if you know what I mean. But anyways, now that we're back, hey, look at the Markiplier. You probably couldn't see that because his camera ain't that great, and the Xbox controller's still on, the TV remote, and Fox. But yeah, I figured I'd do not only the update, but since I managed to get my internet back now, I'd do my papercraft collection. It's not that big, but it's slowly growing. I mean, I have the designs and whatnot for a bunch of other ones. Like, I have one for a Super Nintendo and one for a Final Fantasy related thing that I'm not going to talk about right now because it's a secret. Gotta love those cliffhangers, yeah. But I can show you what I do have, and some of it I got from models online that I will put the links to the pages in the description of the video, and the other two I found on Google, so I'll try and get the links up on there if I can find it again. I found it, downloaded it, saved it to my computer, and then I just completely and totally forgot about the link. So if I can't find it, I'm sorry, but I'll tell you how I found it in the first place when we get to those, which I'll actually look at those first. Well, close to first. But anyways, my lovely blanket that just kind of, yeah. Anyways, yeah, if I can get, there we go. There's two of them. Okay, look, there's, and it looks like a mess here because there's stuff everywhere, and it's just insane. But yeah, I have some interesting ones, and oh, my wolf is all messed up. Look at that, lovely wolf. Anyways, so yeah, I have a couple here, a couple more now. One I made myself, so I can't really give you the download link for that, considering I kind of made it myself. But it doesn't like to stay. It's a fox. Anyways, I got these two. There's Goku and Vegeta. I made Goku first, and then I made Vegeta. And they stand, actually, the right size. Here, let me turn the light on. A big light. Everything is bright now. But yeah, Vegeta. Come on, focus on Vegeta. Vegeta. It does not want to focus on Vegeta. Anyways, yeah, just made these two. I have a design for Trunks that I made. I pretty much just took Trunks and drew them. But yeah, then once I draw them and color them and everything, I just cut them out, add a couple pieces on the back so they don't, you know, they're pretty rigid and don't want to bend, and then I just kind of make this little stand for them. I'm horrible at explaining things. You'll have to excuse me on that. My explaining skills are horribly lacking, to say the least. But yeah, I just sort of cut the general shape out, and then I just cut a long strip and sort of curl it and then tape it to itself so it should stand, and they stand. Goku was a little different. He kind of derped out. So he has this extra piece. But yeah, they stand actually the same height that they would in the show, and Goku kind of has a rather neutral stance, whereas Vegeta has a, you know, him actually looking up and off to the side. It's really, I don't understand why it doesn't want to focus on Vegeta's face. Vegeta's face! I want you to focus on Vegeta's face. Anyways, but yeah, and then we got this one, like I said, that I made myself. I also made these two. It's just a little fox, nothing too fancy, and it has little tabs that it should stand, but it really doesn't like to. So usually you have to like slide a tab underneath something, or lean it up on something. Anyways, so those are those three that I made myself. And then we'll just go on to Goku and Broly. This is, oh jeez, Broly took a dive. Oh well. This is my papercraft Goku, and I think he looks pretty good if I say so myself. I mean, it's obviously Goku. You know, it's kind of, it's the chibi version. It's not the real life sized or more realistic looking one. It's just it's kind of short. It stands, I think when I measured it, like 8 inches tall, roughly, something like that, and it's like from his foot to the top of his hair. And it was a trick, considering all of his hair is black. There are the white lines, but that's where it's all glued together. I either didn't do one of two things. I couldn't cut it short enough or close enough to the black line, or I couldn't, you know, when gluing the pieces together, get them close enough. So it kind of left white lines, but that could be fixed with just like a black marker. And again, I'll put the links to where I found it on in the description. On the description, yeah. Oops. Goku doesn't like to stand up very well. His one, I'm pretty sure it's just the way I made him. I think I didn't glue something right. But it's best if he's either leaning up against something or has something under this foot. But yeah, and then we'll go on to Broly. This one was a bit different. This one was more of a challenge than Goku, actually, because at the time I printed out the designs for this, I didn't have any color. My color was out. All I had was black. So what I had to do was print out all the pieces with just black and white, which is the main line where you would cut, and then the dotted lines for where you would fold. It did not have any color whatsoever. No shading, no flesh tone, no yellow, no white, no blue, no nothing. Well, I had white because paper's white, unless you get colored paper. So I had to take it and color it myself. And yes, his ear is kind of fucked up, and that's actually because his head kind of leans. If you put his head the other direction, it fixes that ear. But yeah. So I don't think I did that bad. I probably could have shaded it a little bit more and colored things a little bit better. But once I got the hair and the head and the chest done, everything else was kind of just a rush job. So that gem is a hell of a lot bigger than that gem, and the skirt, which it did last, kind of doesn't look all that special. But it got the point across, and at some point I might actually print out the colored designs and make it again and scrap this one or whatever. Hang on, I think I have to sneeze. Yeah, I had to sneeze. Ooh, wow, that one hurt. But yeah, again, I'll put the link in the description, because I know where I found that one. I also know where I found Goku. And then there's these two, from the new popular game, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm sure most people know that. Actually, this one's a little different. We'll look at Foxy first. So this is Foxy. Again, it wants to focus on the table and that fox, not this fox. Yeah, the design that I got, I actually wound up redesigning. So, and his one ear wants to twitch today. I think it needs some more glue. But, nonetheless, the designs that I got online weren't that great. I mean, they were more of a cartoonish version. I wanted it to be more realistic and like the video game, so I changed it myself. But I'll still put the links in the description, if I can find them, of what they originally were. And you can take them and print them out and do whatever you want from there. Sounds like a plan to me. But anyways, so, yeah, there's not a whole lot to Foxy, really. There's actually a cut there, and you can sort of see the brown of the floor through his chest, and there's a small hole on the back. The pants have rips in them, and you can see the tube that I used for the leg all the way through it. I shined the bottom of his foot. I'm being very gentle because I don't want that ear to come off, and the head will sometimes fall off, because the head's not actually glued on, if you can't tell. The head can turn. I think the instructions wanted you to glue it on there, but I decided not to, so he could look around and all kinds of fun stuff. And the jaw can move ever so slightly. You can see a little bit of wiggle. And the eye patch can go down. It doesn't cover the eye very well. I could have glued it a little bit differently, but I glued it where I wanted to glue it, darn it. Stop judging me. I'm gonna set that. Hey, look, it's Markiplier. No Markiplier in this video. Alright, so I set the camera down, so I have to hold it very weirdly, but the head can come straight off. He's got eaten by a Foxy. But yeah, the hole, there's just a hole, and it's a little tube. You just This sounds really bad, but you put the hole in the tube, or the tube in the hole, sorry, backwards. But yeah, that's Foxy. There's really not a lot I can say about it. It's papercrafts. I put a lot of dirt marks, and there's actually some, it sort of looks like rust on the camera, but it's supposed to be blood. There, coming out of that hole, right there, because of the whole bite of, I think, what was it, 87? So yeah. And then this is Bonnie. Horribly redesigned from what the designs were. I can't tell by the fact that it's missing an arm, the 2 different feet, has a gray hand instead of the blue one, there's a black line around his face. He just overall looks really screwed up, and you can actually see inside of there, there's a hole there, there's a huge gash there. This Bonnie is really destroyed. Ever so slightly you can actually see in there. But yeah, and there's buttons. That's because this design is actually the Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that hasn't been released yet as of when I'm making this video. And yeah, I saw the image of the Something Borrowed, Something New. I've also seen the trailer, and we all know that Bonnie doesn't have a face. Well, ta-da! And I'm not the greatest, but I made a little box. Here, let's actually do this. Rip it off. And this one has closer lines than Foxy does. So yeah, you just take that, and then you take this ear, and you sort of drop the head through, and one ear is attached to the endoskeleton head. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Sorry, I needed my hand there for a second. Focus. Your focus needs more focus. Focus. Anyways, yeah, the one ear is actually attached to the endoskeleton just via this little piece of paper that acts as a spring. And I did my best to draw the endoskeleton head that would be underneath all of the costume heads. And I don't think I did that bad. I probably could have done a little better. Literally all I did was just print out a cube texture and make it. So you can find a cube texture anywhere. And just cut out the same size hole that would be for the neck. And you can sort of see it a little bit better for some reason. I put a small design there, and then just pretty much just colored it a little bit gray. It's kind of hard to see on camera because, first of all, the camera's darkening. Second of all, well, it's just gray. But yeah, this is pretty much nothing to it. I put a little piece of paper in there that was just colored black. That black line is there. It's actually a string that comes through and then just comes out right there. There's a couple strings in there. There's lots of holes in this one, and there's the huge mark there. There's a dirty spot right there, dirty spot and a huge mark, dirty spot and a hole right there where the ear goes through, a couple blue dirty spot on the ear, all the way down the ear, lots of lines on the jaw. I should have colored the inside of it like a deep blue, but I didn't really think of that until after. So yeah. And then Bonnie obviously is a bit shorter than Foxy. I mean, it's not exactly fair, simply. But you can get a general sense if I do this. There we go. Bonnie's a little bit shorter than Foxy, because Foxy is the tallest of all the animatronics. So everybody thinks Freddy is. Foxy is actually a little bit taller. But yeah, Bonnie's a little bit shorter, has the removable face, and, you know, all the junk and stuff in there. But yeah, And yes, if you're wondering, you can... Oh no, that ear came off. Oh well. I'll fix it. Don't worry. You can... So it looks a little weird because all you can see is the pole because it doesn't have the endoskeleton head in there. You can swap the heads. Now this literally just sort of sits in there via friction. Well, it's going to make a liar out of me. There we go. Yeah, and then it just falls out. But yeah, so that is a horribly long update to my channel and a look at my papercraft collection. Like I said, I have more on the way, and I might do a time lapse of me putting one together, but I haven't fully decided on that yet. Maybe doing either Chica or Freddy from the Five Nights at Freddy's, because I have the designs for those two. But I haven't fully decided on that yet. But hopefully stuff turns around and I can do a lot more videos for you guys. Because I really hate not being able to make videos. I know that my channel's not that big, but I know there are people that watch me, and I know that there's a few people that enjoy the videos I put up. So at the very least, I can't promise much, but I can promise that I'll at least try harder to get videos out for you guys. Things are still a little tight around here. Gone. But I will try a lot harder to get videos out for you, so you have some stuff to look forward to. Maybe some board games with me and my friends. You know, times that I get to hang out with them, because board games are always fun, right? So I'll try a lot harder to get videos out for you. I'm so sorry that it took me forever to get you a video of anything, but sadly, this is the hard part about life, right? Stuff just does not go your way. Not always. Sometimes. So, as always, I will see you in the next video of whatever I happen to make. And until then, fist of justice!